Hey everybody, I just want to take some time to talk about one of my favorite music projects that I ever did, and that was Jack Scallywag and the Destiny Writers. Now, if you've seen my channel before, you've probably seen the documentary I put out a couple years ago called Jack Scallywag and the Destiny Writers Still Writing. And of course, I put out their third album, third album, like they're someone else. It was comprised of me and my little cousin Mitch, and I talked about it in the documentary. I did talk about our real history, but really it was just one of those fun things, and I don't think I've ever explained it in any capacity. So here I'm going to explain it now because to me it feels like it's something that's almost lost on people, and there's a reason for that. So we were literally riding around on a golf cart over at my grandma's house, and we're like, why don't we just make some music that's so stupid and just so bad on purpose that we'll just have fun with it? And that was the whole goal. Is like, people make terrible music today. Let's just do it too. This was 2011, and so we went over to our cousin's house, and I had my MacBook and everything, and I just opened up GarageBand and grabbed an acoustic guitar, and like 10 minutes later, came up with our first song called Fairy Tales. And it's that stupid and that goofy. But the thing that always got to me was after we completed the first album called The Worst, which is best and worst put together. Clever, I know. Mitch had showed it to a couple of his friends. Well, friends is a loose term because some of them were just acquaintances or whatever. And almost every reaction was like, wow, you guys suck. Yeah, that's really bad. You guys suck. And Mitch is like, that's the joke. And they're like, yeah, you guys suck. So maybe we did our job too well. I don't know. But that just always cracked me up. And like, I've never addressed it in any kind of public form. But yeah, the whole goal was to make crappy music. And I think we succeeded. But it was so fun to just be free and not worry about how it actually sounded and make it as bad as possible while still being a song. And we had put up some of our songs on a website called Reverb Nation, and we like shot up the charts. We literally went to like number one at some point, and I mean, it's not saying much because it was local charts and it was like an other category, nothing too fancy, but the fact that we made some goofy ass shit and people seem to like it on there, so it always amused me that people kind of missed the point as to what we were doing, and I just never got to address it until now. When we made our second album, we were doing the dance pop craze that was like around the time of LMFAO and stuff like that, and Katy Perry, they're still really big. So our second album was like electronic dance pop stuff, and that was really fun to make. But me and Mitch were in two separate locations when we did that, and so we were gonna do a third album, and that never happened. And then 7 years later, we made the third album. And we were still in two separate locations, but he sent me his files and everything, so I put it all together. And so if you get a chance, go check out that album that came out 2 years ago. It's on the channel. It's called Jack Scallywag and the Destiny Riders. They were singing about fairy tales and fucking around, and now they're in the end game. So yeah, it's also a shameless plug for the album and the documentary. You can check it out on my channel. Either way, it was very goofy music, but it was a very fun thing to do. It was a very fun time in my life to do that, and I just hope some people will check it out and kind of appreciate that. Yes, if you think it's bad, that's because it's supposed to be. But you can't help it as a musician. You always want to make it somewhat good. So there's that little bit of like, well, I tried to make things catchy at least, even if it sounds absolutely terrible. So thanks for watching. Do me a favor and check it out. Have a good day. Have a good day. What the